Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Laura Barker here with Dotty Scott at our usual appointed time to talk about resources for solopreneurs. Couldn't be happier than to be right here in this moment. And we are so glad to have you with us, whether you are joining us live or catching this as a replay. I think you're going to want to hear what we're talking about today. What do you think, Dottie?
Oh, yes, because I love workflows.
I also love workflows. So my question to you, is that a new word for you? Workflow. It
For me?
was. Point.
No, I've been doing workflows it's what keeps me on track.
What is a workflow, right? That's like a word that gets thrown around a lot and we don't define it. Maybe people don't know what it is, but basically a workflow is a series of tasks or processes that you're going to perform to achieve a goal or outcome. That
Would you
tells
like my definition now?
Oh yeah, I love it.
For us creatives, a workflow gets you from the beginning to the end of a project without missing anything in the middle.
Absolutely delicious. I love it. And speaking of delicious, think of it like a recipe, right? If you have to make from scratch and don't have any instructions, who knows what's going to happen unless you are an expert baker already. Oh my
Oh, I
gosh,
know
and
what would happen.
not be pretty.
Probably not even edible.
Probably not, right? We need our recipes. Work is no different. We need our recipes. Well, let's put it in a little bit different context. Think about it almost like a checklist. And we all know about pilots and their lists.
Yes. If a pilot misses something on his checklist, I'm not very confident that I'm going to land where I need to land.
Exactly. He cannot afford, or she cannot afford to miss anything that they need to do before that plane takes off. So what do they do to make sure nothing gets missed? They have created a workflow, their checklist of steps that they must take and even check off before they can take off. Why this is so important too is that just from your own mental energy standpoint, think how stressful it would be if you didn't have that pilot checklist. You would be trying to remember all of the things you're supposed to do. You would probably be worried that you're missing something, right? A huge expenditure of mental energy.
I have two things I want to say about this.
Yeah, please.
Another good reason to be creating a checklist for certain projects is maybe you want to hand that project off to somebody else. Now they have a roadmap of exactly what to do in the order to do it. So it makes it a lot easier to hire a VA or whatever.
Absolutely.
The other thing I wanted to say is it doesn't always have to be in the form of a checklist.
Okay.
For example, I have created a workflow as a custom chat for ChatGPT, a custom one for writing blog posts.
Wonderful.
And it's not a checklist. It's do this with the title, do this, but it's something that then, because it's in there, and when I run that custom chat, I don't have to retype everything in there. And I don't have to, oh, I forgot to do this. Oh, that's why it came out that way. So I'm using ChatGPT and their custom chats to create a workflow for a certain project.
That is brilliant, Dottie. And I love how you brought AI into the conversation because AI really is your friend when it comes to saving time and getting it right, just like Dottie was talking about, and not having to constantly repeat your typing or what your input. When you create the workflows, you are able to stop the decision making, save the time, get everything done. And I want to reiterate about it not necessarily having to be a checklist. That was an example, and a lot of them are formatted that way. But it's next level with what Dottie's talking about because she's not only got her workflow with the AI, she's got the AI doing the workflow for her to some degree, right?
You know what else I did the other day, Laura?
What?
So you know how Nancy has walked us through how to create your ideal client and your customer avatar and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I've done that, walked through that process. I saved the result in a PDF document. Okay. And then I created a custom GPT through ChatGPT for my brand. And it allows you to upload documents that way. And so I've got all of these documents I created about my brand and my brand voice, all that stuff, uploaded in there. So now whenever I'm doing something for my business instead of a customer's business, then I use that GPT and it has all the information for me. So I'm not retyping, trying to remember, oh, I forgot to put that in.
What was that hex code? That's always fun. Well, that's fantastic, Dotty. That's just a great use case for AI and your life, your business life, your personal life, and creating those custom GPTs. That may sound a little intimidating, but you know how we get over, and this is how you get over something that is daunting or just seems too big to tackle. Here is the secret. Do it anyway. And
You just try it.
expect it to be messy and not correct the first go, because it is correct for your first attempt. You're going to get better. And if we take the time to sharpen our act way, you're going to be creating GPT, what Dottie's doing, and saving yourself literally hours upon hours of headache and frustration and time. Which
And you
means
can edit these. So when you
Right.
think, oh, I wish I'd have done that, it's
Yeah.
not set in stone. You just go back and add it in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. So this fits into my business day because I get up with my morning workflow, I get that done, and then I know, okay, I'm sitting down to work. And when I sit down to work, I have certain things that I do immediately. So I open Notion, which is my organizational document. I open my internet, I open Chrome, I open my email, because that's the first thing I do every morning is review my email and then review my other communication channels. Every part of my day is a workflow. The more I can make it habit, it's just creating a habit, right? It just makes life so much easier.
So have you used any AI programs to enhance your workflows?
Absolutely. I use ChatGPT 4.0 now for almost everything because really they've improved it so much. I don't feel much of a need for the others that I had used in the past. So the way that I like to use it for my work, I love to repurpose content, right? I can take a piece of content and put it into 4.0 and ask it to reformat it as a carousel or take this information and format it in an outline form. Whatever I need, it's going to tell it to put it in a table. I love doing that. That visually for me, a table just makes things click in my brain. So if I have content, I will ask it to put it in a table form. Tell you another thing I use it for is summarizing videos.
Oh, yeah.
I do not have time to watch all of those videos that I actually want to get the information from. That resonated with you, huh, Dottie?
Yeah, because I usually try to watch them in at least 1.5 or 2 speed.
Oh, me too. Oh my gosh. Absolutely watch that like that. But you know what I do now? I actually just get the summary of I get the cliff note.
Yeah.
I use AI to get the cliff note. And I say, summarize this video, and it does. And then in that summary, if it didn't go deep enough on one of the topics, I'll say, tell me more about that one. And it will generate that. I can read much faster than people can talk on a video. So that has saved me. I can't even tell you how much time that has saved me being able to consume video content with Cliff Notes, basically.
And are you using chat or are you using some browser extension for that?
So I am using a browser extension for that. I love to use
maxai.me.
So I use that, or I also really like City for that function.
I've not tried that one.
Oh, we'll have to talk about Perplexity on another day. It is outstanding. And it really does things very differently from any of the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
We
what
all
do you
have.
have coming up next week?
So what we have coming up next week is dealing with overwhelm.
I love overwhelm.
You do it. What do you
If
love
I'm
about
not
overwhelm?
overwhelmed, then the day is dragging.
I love that. And what I would say to add to that is just that overwhelm is opportunity. Just have to
It's
sit.
opportunity waiting.
It is. It is. And the sooner you can accept that and make that shift in your perspective about it, the more fun you will have in life, in my opinion. You agree, Dottie?
Yes, and you know what creates overwhelm? Fun in my life.
How does fun in your life create overwhelm?
Because I take Friday, Saturday, Sundays off, sometimes Mondays, every week, at least during the summer, which pushes everything or condenses everything down,
Yeah.
which will have a tendency to cause a little bit of overwhelm. But I would rather have my 3 or 4 days off every week and deal with overwhelm than spread everything I need to do over 7 days.
I totally agree with that. That is fantastic practice.